My physique went from this to this in less than a year, and it's all because of one thing: competition. I want to ask you, why do you think men have testosterone? Okay, what kind of evolutionary terms and changes made us have the hormone of testosterone? Okay, it's not for beards or having a high bench max as much as I would like it to be. It's actually for two things. Okay, what do you think the goal is of any organism on this planet? It's to reproduce. Okay, it's to pass on your genes to the next generation and hope that your species survives for, millions of years, and hopefully you can continue your bloodline in that species. Okay, this is why we have testosterone. Okay, it's a way of increasing the rate that we can reproduce. Okay, now the subsection of that is competition. Okay, so the two reasons we really have testosterone is so that we can reproduce and so that we can compete. Okay, and competition really just leads in so that we can reproduce more, Now let's throw reproduction out of the way, because we can't really increase the rate of that, like, in the modern world. Like, you can't just go out raping people, like, obviously society has changed and stuff, and that's not how it works anymore. But what we can do is increase the amount we compete in life, so then our testosterone levels will raise because of that, because our body is adapting and it thinks that we need more testosterone so that we can win the competition. Now you might be asking, why does competition even have an effect on testosterone? Well, pretty much how it works is your testosterone gives you the strength, right? We know it gives you more power and speed and all that, and fight or flight response. It gives you that kind of stress response, right? And if you're, let's say, back in primal times or whatever, caveman times, monkey times, you're in a fight with another person, right, or ape or whatever, then your body needs to pump you as full as testosterone or adrenaline as fast as possible, so then you can win. Because remember, your body is, the whole thing about your body is it helps you survive. Okay, that's literally it. It helps you survive and reproduce. Okay, not thinking about, okay, how to get the biggest muscles or how to get the strongest bench. If all of that gets combined into the bucket of, okay, how do I survive better and how do I, climb up the ladder of thriving in my species. So let's say you're in a fight with another ape and you're, a little ape. Your body's going to pump you as full as testosterone as it can and adrenaline, so that it can hopefully win the fight, right? And in turn, that will give you the, higher muscle rate, higher strength, higher everything else, better metabolism, all that benefits. But the way it works is that if we can mimic that competition that we had, hundreds of thousands of years ago, then we can still get that same benefit of the testosterone boost. So we all know evolution takes millions and millions of years, right? So yes, our bodies have evolved, but our brains have only been humans for 100,000 years, like since the first humans. So our brains really don't know the difference between, okay, am I just fighting this guy because I'm in an MMA match? Or am I fighting him because he's trying to kill my wife and kids and me, Like, our brains can't tell the difference. So if we put it in a situation where it thinks it's a life or death situation, which, jiu-jitsu, MMA, even a freaking race, dude, or a chess match, like any type of competition will make the brain think that it needs to pump you full of testosterone. So that's a good thing. Now, if you don't believe me, then here's this graph that is very telling. You can see there's things like, ashwagandha, like better sleep, sex, lifting weights, and then all the way at the left side of the screen, you can see that high ass bar. That's competition. This is how much competition has an effect on your testosterone. That's a positive effect, that it boosts it. And I want to remind you, if you think testosterone doesn't really matter and you can just, do all your good habits and not try to prioritize your hormones, if you have low testosterone, you can't have kids, okay? That is literally the most important thing of your life. That's the most important contribution you can make to the world, is passing on your genes and making a new generation, right? Raising a kid and hoping that, he survives and raises another kid, and then that, continues the line of the bloodline. That is literally the core purpose of being a mammal or whatever. And it's also like the core purpose of your life, okay? And the problem is no one's like fucking talking about this, okay? Everyone thinks about, okay, I want high testosterone because I want bigger muscles. Okay, obviously that's like a pretty sick thing to have. But like, dude, I want to have kids, bro. Like, I'm not trying to like not be able to have kids because my fertility rate is too low. 1 in 5 men are infertile or have some sort of fucking deformity in their sperm, bro. Their sperm is deformed. Like, it has 2 heads or fucking half a tail or some shit. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. Okay, I want to have kids that don't come out autistic or whatever. I want you to imagine this, all right? You don't take testosterone seriously. You don't optimize your hormones. All you do is, you know, you optimize for gains and, you know, you eat your chicken and rice and stuff and whatever, right? Let's just say fast forward 15 years. You find like your wife, right? Like your absolute 10 out of 10. She cooks, she cleans, she shuts the fuck up. Just all around like perfect woman, right? Fast forward 2 more years, you guys want to start a family, right? Very wholesome, very great. Okay, so fast forward another 7 years, you know, you're playing catch with your kid, he throws the ball back, and you can't help but think, he's not your actual son, okay? What happened was your testosterone was so low that your sperm and your fertileness was so fucked up that you had to literally go to a semen clinic and have a doctor inject your wife with another dude's fucking cum, bro, because your testosterone was too low. This is like the modern day, like, cucking yourself, okay? Like, you have to take this shit seriously. Like, is that what you want? Do you want to be playing football with your kid and you just get a flash of like a fucking another dude fucking your wife? Like, that's not, like, that's fucking bad, dude. You do not want that. This is why you really need to take testosterone, you know, competition, getting better sleep, better diet. You need to really take this seriously, or that's going to be the reality of your life. And in addition to having kids, of course, there are those other good things like faster muscle growth, less fat gain, okay, higher motivation. Dude, when you have high testosterone, literally doing work and like doing hard shit just feels good, okay? Like when you have high testosterone, you like physically cannot just sit on your phone and scroll because it just forces you to do something hard. And that's always a benefit in your life, okay? Hard work is always gonna be a good thing. So we know testosterone gives you a better physique, right? But there's another thing, it actually increases your facial like attractiveness, okay? So basically the way it works for your physique is kind of different the way it works for your face, okay? Because the way it works for your physique is pretty much all throughout your muscles and different organs and stuff, there are things called androgen receptors, okay? And androgen receptors basically determine if your testosterone actually plays out those physical effects. So like you could have high testosterone, but if your androgen receptors aren't really in check, then the effects of, you know, okay, let's just say, for example, growing a beard or having faster muscle growth, it won't play out because the androgen receptors are like the phenotype of the testosterone, like kind of, I guess, molecule. As an example, you have a shit ton of androgen receptors in your shoulders, okay? Along with your traps and neck, okay? This is why when Alex Eubank or other, you know, bodybuilders, if they hop on testosterone, that's the first thing that you see that grows. It's their shoulders and their trap and neck, okay? This is because of the androgen receptors, okay? It's very high density in there. They're very active in there. So that's the first thing that's gonna grow. Now, a lot of people don't know is that testosterone really changes your face. And this is because of bone mass, okay? Testosterone heavily increases your bone mass, and bone mass basically determines, nobody really like thinks of this consciously, but it pretty much determines like your attractiveness, okay? Because you look at all the attractive dudes, super fucking prominent bones, super hollow cheeks, just thick ass faces, right? I wanna show you these pictures of fighters versus non-fighters. So people that have super high competition all the time and then people that don't. You can see how their faces are completely different. Their faces, their cheekbones are super big. Their brow ridges are massive. Here's a picture of Jason Momoa, bro. That guy's face is like, the reason so many people find him attractive, because his face is just fucking bulky with bones, dude. That's like the kind of underlying, I guess, theory behind attractiveness is literally your like bone mass, bro. It's weird. Here's another picture of how our skulls used to look and then how they look today. You can see the old one, very square, very blocky, very thick. Now the newer ones are a lot thinner and all that. A, that's because of low testosterone, and B, that is because our oral posture has been going to shit. So it's been lengthening our fucking faces. Now I know I kind of went off topic there and all that, but let's get back to competition. How do you compete daily? Well, you can join a fucking martial art. You can go to the gym with a friend that's similar strength to you and just try to beat him. That's perfectly okay. What I do personally, whenever my brother comes over, I just fight him. Here, I'll see if I can throw up a clip. If not, sparring is good. What's surprising is it doesn't even have to be physical. Okay, you can see testosterone levels of chess players that are constantly in that, you know, I don't know, 10-minute intense like thinking and trying to beat the other dude in chess, their testosterone will be fucking high as fuck because they're in that competition state every day. My favorite thing to do for competition is just set little things between you and your friends. Like when we were kids and stuff, you just be like, okay, who can race to that telephone pole the fastest? Okay, that's so healthy because you're in a competition, you know, you're sprinting, increases growth hormone and all that. But that aside, it's just competing. I just want to get through your head. Competing is so good for you, okay? This is gonna sound kind of out there, but think about all the super top tier like sports guys, okay? Fucking bitches love them, okay? It's because, yeah, okay, yes, it's because of the status and all that, but it's the testosterone that you get from fucking competing and, I don't know, beating the shit out of another dude. That's why their faces are like that, and that's why the bitches love them, okay? It's the competition that increases your testosterone. I know it's kind of like theory, but I swear to God, bro, that's it. So I want to give you an actionable step so then you can actually implement a thing from this video and not just be like, oh yeah, competition is good, and then, you know, not actually implement it. What I want you to do is text a friend or set up something that you can compete by the end of the week. You know, set up a freaking arm wrestling match. Set up a, you know, a PR day with your friends. Set up a, I don't know, a 100-meter dash or something. Just do something that where you're competing against another dude, okay? I promise you it'll feel great after, especially if you win. But even if you lose, bro, your body's gonna fucking want to pump you with more testosterone because you're lost, and it's like thinking that you're gonna fucking die or something. So hopefully by now you think competition is good and you're gonna start doing it more in your life, okay? And I wanna relate this back to the thing about having children, and that's why you should do this. Inherently, yes, you should try to get higher testosterone. Yes, you should try to get higher muscles and all of this. But in the end, all this advice I've been giving in the past couple videos, it's also that you can have the ability to have kids, which is literally the most important thing in the world, okay? The population of the earth is not too high, okay? It's getting too low, all right? We're on the brink of population collapse, not overpopulation, okay? This is because infertility rates are getting literally exponentially worse, okay? It used to be testosterone and fertility rates went down 1% each year, which is already terrible, okay? But now it's like 2-3% a year. And I think in the next couple, call it a decade, it's gonna be up to like 10% if people don't take this shit seriously. And like, I just want you to imagine, like, back to that scenario, like you're with your wife, you have to have that conversation with the doctor, like, that you can't have kids by yourself, okay? Because your balls don't work, okay? Because you ate shit food, you didn't compete daily, you slept terribly. Like, that is probably the worst thing that could happen to you in your life. Not being able to have kids and stuff, like that, like, that's top tier shittiness. And again, on the other side of getting high tests and being able to have kids, higher muscle rates, okay? More bone mass, better metabolism, less fat gain, more motivation. But honestly, that shit doesn't even compare to the ability to be able to pass on your fucking genes. So take this shit seriously, please. Want more information and my one-to-one help? You can click the link in the description, and I will personally help you be able to guarantee that you can have kids in the future. Thank you for watching.